Hi everyone, I've got a Rotozip model SCS01 there, old school baby. I've got an issue here where I've broken off the a bit, and so you take that off obviously, and then I broke off the drill bit, and then I tried to get the collet nut off of here and try to get that out, but it wouldn't come out even though I was using the magic tool here. I could not get this to come out. And usually you take a you push the button here and twist this and try to get that out, but it wasn't going, and then it would just spin on me and just keep going. And then I realized that this button is probably not getting in the hole. This is like the set bar in there, so it won't twist while I'm using this wrench. So it's just kind of spinning around and around. I'm like, all right, so I guess I got to get this sucker apart. So you may be having that same problem too. Notice that my button is in and isn't coming back out. Normally if you wiggle this a little bit, it will come back out, and because it's got a little spring thingy on it. But either way, if you've got that problem, I'm going to show you how to open this sucker up and fix that. So I took the wrench out, and then these screws. It is a hex head there at 20, number 20 T20 screw, or driver I guess you call it, Torx, thank you. And then you've got several of these screws in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 on the handles. You don't necessarily need to do the handle ones just yet, but I've taken them all out just so you got it. When you take the handle apart here, this little, don't lose that. That's the little door that opens and closes. And also you'll notice that here is the bigger 1/4 inch collet that's kind of stored in there. I totally forgot that was in there. And then you've got drill bits that may have become stuck in there as well. And then of course the little area where the wrench went. So you may have little bonus tools in there like I had found. So excitement galore there. But okay, so the trick here on getting this sucker open was that getting the body of it open. I got a flat-headed screwdriver and I started prying the body apart, but it wasn't working. And I realized, duh, you've got two problems here. One, you've got a metal rod here holding everything together, which you rotate counterclockwise, you'll feel it snap, and you heard it pop there. And you just wiggle it off, so that comes off. And then on this one, you've got a very small little band here, a little metal band right here that goes all the way around. And if you look closely, it's got two little ends here, right there. And so I was like first I was trying to pry this off, and then I'm like, oh, well, let me get some needle nose or stick something in this little hole right here. Well, duh, don't pull, it's a push. So if you push right here, if I turn it the right way here, if you push here, push nice and hard, it will bring out the it's supposed to pop off these little hooks here at the bottom. It just did it a minute ago. Let me see if I can get it to work. Hold on. Apparently I just wasn't pushing hard enough. So push here, push on that, and these little hooks down here may need a wiggle right here. Oops, may need to wiggle these out a bit, but if I push really hard here on the metal ring, and then while pushing, I'm getting one of them loose. And if you've got, see how the case is coming apart too, because I took apart the screws. So if I can get that, there you go. So if I pushed hard with the back of that the screwdriver there, they pop off. See how the little hooks popped off there? So they just kind of snap off there. And once you bring that off here, that's that. Put that out to the side. So now the whole front of this will come apart. Now you may still have a problem, so you have to spin it around, and you have to take an X-Acto knife, and they've got a nice trick here. You got to cut through the sticker, and this is how they know that you've opened the sucker up. So, which is fine, of course, but I had to cut through that. Make sure you're using the sharp blade. Mine was a little dull, and I had to sharpen that back up because you don't want to dog ear your thing. And you notice it comes right apart there, and then you just pull that sucker off. You'll probably do this somewhere, because if you'll probably notice I've got a whole big mess that's full of it's full of drywall. It's full of sawdust, all kinds of fun stuff. All right, let me spin her back around. So, do a quick inspection here. Any dust, you may want to get compressed air or something and blow it all out. Make sure the button part doesn't come apart here. Everything seems to be in good working order on this one. Mine even clicks. So I've noticed some other people there. But if you'll notice right here is the problem. See the wear, obviously the wear and tear here, and things have slid around over time. So I couldn't get that. So if I lift this up a bit, you'll notice underneath here that the underneath is the button there right here. So I got to get down to that button. So as soon as I moved it, notice how it's out right there. So if I wiggle it, push it back, it just snaps itself right back in. So now it's back into place. So the problem was that you're pushing it, and it obviously has grooved the metal here, so it's not really doing what it needs to do all the time. So how do I get that loose? Now that I've got that button kind of back down and out of the way, I just put the Torx wrench and put it in that hole, and then use that tool here, and then I was able to get that leverage to get that sucker off. So once the collet comes off, you can easily, once you got it loose actually, you can take, and I got the drill bit out, the busted drill bit, and I just took the whole thing apart just to see what was going on in here. And the collet looks to be in good shape. It's just kind of dirty. I just turned it around and put it back in. So anyway, I put it back together there. So now should have a full working tool again with the better drill bit and a new drill bit. So nothing needs to be set in any particular place when you put it all back together. So once you get it, once you get that, and you're having any more problems, try not to make it so tight next time, and that button should slide by right up in there. Getting it back together obviously is important. So see, there's a lot of carriage, a lot of play in this button. So that's probably a little design flaw. You may actually want to even take this button out if you wanted to, and then when you need to do it later, you could stick that Torx in there and kind of, obviously turn it a bit as you get to the point, and use something stronger than this little crappy button. But either way, hope that helps somebody. That helped me from having to go buy a whole new one, because I couldn't get the whole thing to turn once that button got stuck, and then couldn't get the bit out. It just kept driving this sucker around. So otherwise, the thing works great. So hope that helps.